Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Today we are talking about something that affects millions of Muslims every day, halal meat. But there's a serious problem happening that many don't know about. The stakes. Why halal meat is critical? First of all, market size and growth. Halal market is valued at over USD 7 trillion. It is expected to reach USD 10 trillion by 2030 at a CAGR of 5.5%. Next, halal food accounts for 35% of the halal market. Consumer preference and other than that, regional demand and population growth that become increased day by day. So this is a picture of Muslim family by halal meat. In Al-Quran, Allah says, "O humanity, eat from what is lawful and good on the earth, and do not follow Satan's footsteps. He is truly your sworn enemy." In Hadith, halal is clear, haram is clear. Next, roadmap, which is meat supply chain. First, we identify problems, solutions, then case study. Other than that, recommendations. Issue 1, adulteration, intentional fraud in meat. First, intentional adulteration means deliberately mixing or replacing meat with cheaper or undeclared animal species for economic profit. Meat products may be falsely labeled as beef or halal, while actually containing other animals such as poultry, horse, donkey, or pork. Other than that, this fraud misleads consumers and violates halal requirements, especially when prohibited animals are involved. Next, studies using DNA-based testing PCR have shown that meat adulteration is common, particularly processed meat products like sausage and burgers. Last but not least, intentional meat fraud reduces consumer trust, damages halal integrity, and may pose health risks due to incorrect labeling. So how they fake meats? First, they grill pork with beef. For example, in burgers, sausages, meatballs. Then that it will cost profits, which is save 50% cost. Other than that, the frozen block switch. Import frozen beef containing horse or pig or donkey, processed into ready meal. For example, a 20-30 euro horse meat scandal. Last but not least, the hidden ingredients. Pork enzymes found in cheese topping, pork gelatin in sauce, and non-halal animal fats. There's a solution to identify or to determine which is the meat that has been mixed with others ingredients. Okay, we use DNA testing, which is meat fingerprints. DNA fingerprint meat testing, which is we have the sample collection, then the DNA extraction, PCR testing, the result analysis.
The digital backbone. Now that we understand the problems, how do we solve them? It starts with knowing exactly where our meats come from. Right now, if there's a problem with meat, it can take weeks to figure out what went wrong. Our solution is digital traceability. Here, how it works in simple terms. First, after slaughter, each carcass gets a digital tag, like a QR code or RFID chip. Second, important details logged, which farm, who slaughtered it, the date and time. Third, this information goes into a blockchain. Think of it as a shared digital notebook that nobody can edit or delete. Fourth, every time the meat moves to processing, shipping, or to the store, the tag is scanned and a new entry is added. Why does this matter? For Sharia compliance, it provides clear evidence that's bayinah and build trust that's amanah. For science and business, if contamination is found, we can trace it back in minutes, not weeks, and recall only the affected batch. So, this digital system is our foundation. Now, let's look at the first physical step it tracks, which is slaughter. Slaughter and initial handling. This is the most critical point where halal status is actually created. Our job here is to protect that status using both protocol and technology. First, for the slaughter itself, we use dedicated, razor-sharp tools only for halal. If stunning is used, it must be reversible, meaning the animal could recover to meet Sharia requirement. All slaughtermen are trained and certified, and their ID is linked to that digital record we just talked about. Second, right after slaughter, the carcass is hung on clean, slanted rails so all blood drains completely. This is both a Sharia and hygiene requirement. It's then washed with clean water. Third, and this is crucial for tayyib or wholesomeness. The meat goes immediately into a blast chiller to drop the temperature below 4 Celsius. This stops bacteria from growing, which is a key food safety rule. So here, technology helps us operationalize Islamic principles, proper slaughter, cleanliness, and wholesomeness. Next, we move to where the risk is actually the highest, the processing plant. Processing and fabrication. If slaughter is where halal status is born, processing is where it's most likely to get lost. This is a danger zone with grinders, slicers, and conveyors that can easily cause cross-contamination. The solution here is one word: segregation. We create a halal-only production line. This means either a separate room or dedicated time slots where only halal meat is processed. Everything is color-coded green for halal, which is tools, bin, even worker uniforms. So there's no mix-up. Before starting, the entire line undergoes a full sanitation cycle. But how do we know it's clean? We use a quick scientific test, an ATP swab. You swab a surface like a grinder, put it in this device, and in under 60 seconds, it gives a reading. If it's clean, you're good to go. If not, you clean again. It's like a rapid health check for equipment. Why is this so important? For Sharia, this physical separation is how we prevent haram contamination in practice. It removes all doubt, which is shubha. For science, this is just good food safety. It prevents allergens and bacteria from spreading. So, to summarize my part, we use digital tracking to create transparency, control slaughter to establish halal status, and strict segregation in processing to protect it.
So next, let's look at this slide. After proper processing, the product needs a protective shield. That's where packaging comes in. Let's look at the technical column. Modern packaging like MAP replaces air with gas to keep meat fresh longer without questionable preservative. Next, for the column Sharia, Islamically, packaging must prevent qahar uncertainty. That means full transparency about what is inside. Next, we verify this through migration testing, ensuring no harmful chemicals transfer from packaging to food. So, in conclusion, when you see that halal label, remember it is backed by technology that protects, science that verifies, and Sharia principles that guarantee trust. Now, we move to the product. A single logistic failure can undo all our previous safeguards. For the technical, modern halal logistics use IoT sensors that alert managers instantly if temperature drift. Dedicated vehicles prevent any changes of mixing. Next is Sharia. Logistics isn't just moving box, it is amanah. Every driver, loader, and stock clerk becomes a trustee of halal integrity. Last, we validate this with ATP testing. a bioluminescence method that instantly shows if surfaces are clean. Regular DNA swabs ensure no cross-contact. So, we notice how all three approaches, coverage technology provided the tools, science provides the verification, and Sharia provides the ethical framework that makes everyone in the chain accountable. Imagine this. You have been buying minced meat from your trusted supermarket for years. One day, you discover it contained pork. This isn't just a story. This happened in Malaysia in 2020. For the discovery, consumer complaints triggered testing, PCR analysis. The same method we discussed earlier revealed pork DNA in supposedly pure beef mince. 16% of samples were contaminated. Then, traceback revealed shared equipment. This is the same minces used for beef during the day and pork at night. Inadequate cleaning allowed pork residue to contaminate beef. By Sharia, Jakim issued a fatwa. All affected products were haram. Consumers needed religious cleansing. The spiritual violation matched the physical contamination. As a business consequence, 3 major plants closed permanently. 200 people lost jobs. 2.4 million ringgit in fines. But worse, the 68% of consumers lost trust in halal labels. From this crisis came positive change. Mandatory DNA testing, digital traceability, and higher penalties. Sometimes, systems only improve after dramatic failure.
Okay, next, the halal meat safety net, a simple system that catch problems at every step. Okay, first form, risk, bad feed, fix, feed testing, and check lab reports. Next, slaughter, risk, wrong method. So how to overcome is CCTV cameras, check daily inspection. Moreover, processing, risk, mixing meats. So how to overcome super machines and check random DNA tests. Last but not least, store, risk, fake labels. And how to fix it is QR codes to scan. Is it halal or not? Okay, there are many apps that has been provided by we could find the apps of determining the halal logo from apps. Okay, so check, scan to verify. The halal meat journey: farm and raising first, then halal inspection, halal slaughter, processing, certification and distribution, and retail. Key principles of halal meat: human treatment, no cruelty for each of animal that we want to slaughter. Other than that, Islamic slaughter, if that is a halal journey, right? Okay, that's no contamination and traceability.
For the recommendations, a farm-to-fork approach is important to prevent halal fraud and contamination. Authorities and regulators should standardize halal enforcement across the whole supply chain and require digital traceability systems such as QR codes and blockchain. Stronger monitoring and traceback systems are also needed to manage contamination cases quickly. Next, meat industry players should implement internal halal control system (IHCS) with proper documentation, use blockchain for transparent product movement, and apply IoT monitoring to ensure halal segregation and proper handling. Consumers can support halal integrity by checking halal status through QR codes and official databases. Finally, regulatory gaps, especially in logistics and cross-border stage, should be addressed by improving the use of digital monitoring technologies in halal certification. For the future outlook, halal meat certification will continue to evolve with new technologies. First, cultured or lab-grown meat needs careful evaluation to ensure halal permissibility of all production input and process. Clear halal certification guidelines should be developed to prevent future fraud. Emerging technologies such as AI can help predict halal risk across the supply chain, while genomics can be used for species authentication and fraud prevention. Overall, halal meat certification is moving towards real-time, data-driven monitoring systems with increased use of blockchain, IoT, and smart analytics. This will strengthen transparency and protect halal integrity from farm to fork. In conclusion, the integrity of halal meat is under threat, but can be secured through a supply chain approach that is technologically enabled, scientifically verified, and Sharia governed. Inna Allah tayyibun la yaqbalu illa tayyiba. Allah is pure tayyib, and He accepts only that which is pure tayyib. Hadith Muslim emphasizes a dealing between physical purity tayyib and spiritual acceptance.